There is a lot of buzz today over the backstabbing and betrayal during the 2012 presidential campaign. What, backstabbing in politics? Well, that's what's reportedly exactly in the pages of the new book, Double Down, which actually hits shelves tomorrow.
Yeah, this book getting a lot of buzz. Among the revelations in it, the tense relationship between President Obama and former President Bill Clinton. The book says the two couldn't even make it through 18 holes of golf together. After leaving the Greens, President Obama allegedly told an aide, "I like him, ... in doses."
That's what people say about a lot of people. All right, well, there's also backlash over Mitt Romney's search. It's funny how he says that. His search to find a running mate dubbed Project Goldfish. Now, the book says, how about that name?
Yeah.
That's pretty clandestine. Now, the book says the finalists included Florida Senator Marco Rubio, who he had the nickname for of Pescado. Okay. And then Congressman Paul Ryan, who he called Fish Cousin.
Fishconsin.
Fishconsin.
Like
oh, thank you. Thank you for that, Lynn. All right, and New Jersey Governor Christie. Now, the authors claim Romney called him pufferfish.
Yeah, that's
just wrong.
That's getting a lot of talk, too, because on multiple accounts in this book, Romney cracked jokes about Christie's weight to staffers. Now, both are working hard to dispel the rumors here. Take a listen.
Anybody who wants to sell a book puts my name in it, so that's fine. I have a great relationship with the Romneys and the campaign, and it's all just, you know, trying to make sure they sell as many books as possible.
Well, I think it's kind of early to say who's the most electable and who would be the most effective candidate. But at this stage, you look at Chris Christie and say that's a very impressive guy.
All right, so we're going to get more on the take of this book, joined with entertainment journalist Kelly Carter, David Caplan. So you guys, it's nothing new in politics that we hear these canned responses like, no, really, we didn't, that didn't happen, things like that. But doesn't this show us this underbelly of politics that's sort of similar to just regular middle school cafeteria gossip type stuff?
That's kind of what I'm getting to. I mean, if politics is entertaining, I can't not see Chris Christie and not think about Saturday Night Live, for example. Do you know what I mean? I mean, don't you think about that and kind of the portrayal? And I think it just kind of adds to the fun of politics.
Yeah, but
I agree.
Go ahead, jump in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I agree, because what's interesting was that there was almost like petty things. He was commenting about his weight, and then there's also, there's leaks about how he didn't like how he came late to, those rallies and meetings. So it wasn't necessarily so much focus on actual sort of errors that he did in his actual job. It almost seemed like these petty and almost like personal characteristics. So, politicians, they're like little kids sometimes, too.
Yeah, I mean, the golf thing, there are guys I can't get through a round of golf with, but I still work with them.
It's a long 18 holes can be like 5 hours.
And I'm terrible. Exactly. So most people want to get rid of me after 10 holes.
Great. So there's another big talker this evening. It's all about Saturday Night Live, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. There's a lot of new faces on the cast this year, but I got to say most of them are white men.
Yeah, that's right. And after some public criticism from cast members Jay Farrow and Kenan Thompson, host Kerry Washington decided to tackle this issue in her opening sketch. Take a listen.
I will leave, and in a few minutes, Oprah will be here.
Thank you, Mrs. Obama. Thank you.
The producers at Saturday Night Live would like to apologize to Kerry Washington for the number of black women she would be asked to play. We made these requests both because Miss Washington is an actress of considerable range and talent, and also because SNL does not currently have a black woman in the cast.
See, it's funny, we're laughing, right? It's a nice way to play it off. But Kelly, was this sketch, do you think, an effort to shake off the criticism? And bigger than that, did it actually work in your mind?
I mean, I actually thought that the sketch was fantastic. It was probably one of the best cold opens I think that Saturday Night Live has had in a long time. And it kind of head-on, addressed this really big controversy they have with their lack of diversity in black women. I think something else needs to be done beyond this sketch, but it was hysterical to have Kerry Washington kind of take that on head first.
Well, you talk about this controversy. We're talking the cast member Kenan Thompson is the one that caused all of it. He pointed out that there hasn't been an African-American woman on the cast since Maya Rudolph left in 2007. And he's sick of having to dress up in drag as a result of it. But, the reason he got so much criticism because of this, David, is because he said there weren't as many women that were African-American that were funny enough to be on SNL. And do you think that making this joke just added fuel to the fire here?
Yeah, I think they did have fuel to the fire because all it's doing is it's really reinforcing, it's getting after what we already know. I mean, while the skit was funny, you know, the point is still there. There isn't an African-American woman in the cast, and there are enough talented, of course, African-American women who would love to be on the show and who would be qualified to do such a role. But I think, you know, he obviously takes heat as well. You know, it's always weird when someone of their own, like someone on the show, sort of criticizes a show. So it's, of course, you know, he came under a lot of heat. But, you know, the bottom line is they still need such a cast member.
Yeah. All right, there you have it. Hey, by the way, let's talk about this. When it comes to Kimye, you know, Kim and Kanye, usually Kim Kardashian gets all the scrutiny over what she wears. But today, it's her fiancé Kanye who's getting the heat because of that. Wait until you hear why the rapper says he's wearing the Confederate flag.
As a vet, I love giving my dog Minties. For just a fraction of the cost of Greenies, Minties helps clean teeth, freshen breath, and reduce plaque and tartar.
For complete dental health, try Minties and other Vet IQ products. Available at Walmart and Sam's Club.
I just got a big fat check from ebates.com.
Ebates.com pays you to shop online. It's simple. Go to ebates.com to join free and pick a new member bonus.
It's fast, it's easy.
No hassles, no gimmicks.
Find coupons and deals from 1,000 stores.
And I get paid.
They send me checks.
Find your favorite store, shop, and get paid.
Ebates paid me $1,041.
$316.
Just for shopping my favorite stores.
Everyone should shop this way.
Sign up today to get a $10 gift card.
Okay, what would Kanye West be without controversy? Well, he's doing it again, and this time it's over what he's wearing.
Shocker. Over the weekend, the rapper was photographed wearing this jacket with a Confederate flag on the sleeve. He is also being criticized for featuring the flag on merchandise for his Yeezus tour. Now, in an interview with a Los Angeles radio station, Kanye actually said he's trying to reclaim the symbol as his own. Saying it's his. The flag is his.
I don't even know what to say to that. Let me ask entertainment journalist Kelly Carter and David Caplan back with us now. You know, Kelly, a lot of people are going to be offended by that statement, especially with where Kanye West came from. His mother being active in some of the civil rights movements back in the 60s. Now he's trying to reclaim it for himself. What do you think about this? Is this a publicity stunt, or is this something that, hey, this day and age, I guess he can claim it if he wants to?
I mean, look, it's a free country. You can claim whatever you want to claim in this day and age. I do think that it's a little bit ridiculous, and I think that people will be offended by it. I mean, count me as one of those people who shivers when I see the Confederate flag, you know, on a nameplate in front of a car or flying above a building. And I think that a lot of people are going to have, you know, an adverse
reaction. Is he making a joke of
this.
it, or is he making a statement, do you think?
I think he thinks he's making a statement, and I certainly understand the idea of wanting to take the power out of a symbol or a word. I just don't think this is the right symbol.
But what statement would he be making here? What?
That we shouldn't be afraid of the Confederate flag and what it represents for African Americans in this country specifically. But I just don't think this is the statement to make.
Yeah, I mean, David, do you just think, listen, every time he comes out, he says something more and more provocative. He is making headlines. We are talking about him. So is it effective, or is this crossing the line?
I think it's crossing the line. I actually don't think he's doing it intentionally as a PR stunt. This is Kanye West. When he says, you know, he's owning it, he's taking it back, I really believe he believes it, that, you know, he now is sort of, you know, reappropriating it, that I actually don't think he's like thinking it's a stunt. And I think, you know, he's expressed this before in interviews before, that he really does have this massive ego. And it just, you know, this reflects that. And of course, it's completely disturbing to look at.
All right, I also want to get your take on this, too. We told you about this earlier. It was this Halloween costume. It was a controversy. And we have now learned it cost one woman her job.
That's right. Last week we showed you this Instagram picture of a family on Florida on a vacation with the caption, "Happy Halloween" from Zimmerman and Trayvon. Well, according to the Wall Street Journal, not only did the family get hate messages online, but the woman in the middle lost her job over posing for that photo.
So, David, let me start with you. You know, the backlash over these costumes, you would say, okay, social media, you're putting something online. You've got to be, you know, smart enough to know that this is going to get you in trouble, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's rule number one you always hear. You know, you have to be mindful of what you put online because your employers are going to see that. And, you know, whether or not that meshes with, you know, the corporate culture there, whether it's in poor taste, you know, you have to keep that in mind. And obviously that is an extreme poor taste, so you can't be surprised when you know, suffer negative repercussions from that.
Yeah, so while we talk about these kinds of things, Kelly, I mean, people like Kanye West, they don't have an employer, they don't have to worry about that. But other folks, do they learn a lesson from this, or do you think it just keeps happening?
I mean, I hope that it doesn't happen anymore. I was shocked by the number of, you know, occurrences we saw this Halloween that people thought it was appropriate to dress in blackface, or they thought that this would be an appropriate costume to wear for Halloween. So I don't know if the lesson is learned. My God, I hope so, because that's pretty over the line.
Yes.
I mean,
And it's pretty known for a pretty long time.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of differing opinions on that. Let's just keep with the theme of pause before you post. I feel like that is something that we could be a recurring theme in many of our segments. You guys, David Caplan and Kelly Carter, you guys, thanks for being with us. Yes. Congratulations.
All one big happy family.
Thank you. So happy.
We'll be right back. Stay with us.